The New York Knicks picked up a massive 145-101 victory tonight in Toronto. This was the most points in a regular season game that we scored since 1980. I mean, we're talking about a 44-point win. I understand the Raptors are banged up, but so are the Knicks. Randall's been out for 2 months. Mitchell Robinson returned for the first time in 50 games. We know OG has missed a good chunk as well, but it just hasn't mattered for the Knicks. They continue to go out there and play hard and compete till the end of games. Coach Tom Thibodeau should 100% be in the Coach of the Year conversation. I mean, the Knicks are 44-28, the 3rd seed in the East, despite being injured the entire season. They've been extremely resilient. Isaiah Hartenstein played 19 minutes, had 15 points, 4 rebounds, a steal, a block, and an assist. Only played 19. We know he's coming off of an injury. They're trying to ease him back in. He's getting close to being 100% healthy, but it really was the Precious Achiuwa show. The guy had 19 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. Precious also had the highlight of the night, an absolute poster dunk. I cannot wait to go find that in the highlight reel and to put it on the screen for you guys. Jalen Brunson just had 26 points in 29 minutes, nothing special, right? 11 of 19, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. If you think about it, Brunson to me has been the most valuable player in the NBA. With the injuries that we've dealt with, he's had to step up and play a lot of hero ball. And of course, I'm biased, so obviously Coach Tipp should win Coach of the Year. Brunson should win MVP. Miles McBride most improved. That's what I'm going to say because I'm a biased Knicks fan. But in all seriousness, Jalen Brunson has just completely transform this Knicks team. I mean, before he ended up signing in free agency, the Knicks just were not a relevant organization. They honestly looked like, not that they didn't have a future, because the end of the season before Brunson, we saw guys like McBride and Emmanuel Quickly and even RJ Barrett, for example, get it going. But the Knicks just never have had that player since Melo left, and Brunson has stepped in and then some. I mean, he just makes everyone else around him better. Josh Hart had an interesting game. He didn't score until late in the 3rd quarter, finished with 7 points, but he had 10 assists and 6 rebounds in 34 minutes. I know Hart definitely feels good that he only had to play 34 minutes tonight and not 40 or 43. DiVincenzo, the same thing. He had led us in scoring the past 2 games, but tonight had 16 points, was efficient, 5 of 12 from 3. All 12 of the shots were from beyond the arc. 33 minutes, of course, for Devo. And then McBride, 10 of 17 from the field. 9 of 14 from 3, 29 points. He was a game high at plus 40. Also had 7 assists. McBride erupted in the 1st quarter. I believe he hit 6 threes. It was 5 or 6. I think it was 6 in the 1st quarter alone. He just was hot in a hurry. We know McBride has been working on his jump shot, and in practice, he just has been automatic, and it's showing, of course, out on the court. And that was it for the starters. The bench, we actually did get good production. This has kind of been a common theme for the Knicks ever since the injuries. They just don't go deep on their bench. I understand even a fully healthy Knicks team likes to play 7, maybe 8 guys if we're lucky, but the bench just hasn't really been doing too much. It hasn't even been playing. Like, Alec Burks isn't even in the rotation to this point. And of course, like, it's basically Bojan and Achiuwa, and that's it for our bench. But with Mitchell Robinson back, he's now going to be getting time. Before Achiuwa, he just was unstoppable in this game. Of course, he returned to Toronto for the first time since the trade. I know it's easy to forget that he was in this trade because everyone's like, oh, OG, RJ Barrett, I made it quickly, but Precious wasn't just a throw-in, of course. He was a huge part of this trade, and he has been a little bit streaky, but when he gets a good matchup, he's absolutely dominant, and we saw that tonight. He was a plus 18 off the bench. Bojan Bogdanovic had 18 points, 7 of 11 from the field, 4 of 5 from 3. I think Bogdanovic is going to go very unnoticed in this game because of what the starting lineup did. But in all, like, I don't want to say all seriousness, it sounds like a broken record, but in all seriousness, all right. But yeah, but Bojan, he was automatic tonight. His release, whenever he let it go, it just looked like it was going in. And it's a weird angle too, because obviously I'm watching it on my computer and sort of like a bird's eye view. But these releases, he shot it as confident as I've seen him all season. He went from a 20 points per game score to a 10 points per game score because he went from the worst team in the NBA to one of the better ones in the NBA in the New York Knicks. He was amazing tonight, whether it be from 3 or off the dribble, attacking the basket. Also had 2 assists. I like what I saw out of Bogdanovic. And you look at the playoffs last year against the Heat, we just didn't have shot creation off the bench that was consistent. Emmanuel Quickly was basically our only guy. And unfortunately for us, he just did not have it going in the playoffs. So to be able to bring in a guy who, again, can go for 20 points, 16, 20 points any single night in good efficiency, he's 40% from 3, is a massive weapon. And Mitchell Robinson, I'm going to be making an entire video on him tomorrow, so I'm not going to talk too much about him. But just to be quick, he played 12 minutes, had 8 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 blocks. I mean, the key there is the 2 blocks in 12 minutes. Whenever Mitch is playing, he's going to block a lot of shots. He's going to get a lot of offensive rebounds. And he looked better than I thought. I didn't even know Mitch was back. I cover the Knicks, but I'm not active on social media, so I had no clue he was even returning. He checked in, and I was like, oh my God, Mitchell Robinson is back? I just had to do a double take. Man, I cannot wait to break it down tomorrow, how he played and what to expect out of Mitch. I don't expect him to be in the starting lineup anytime soon, and he did say that on Instagram that he doesn't care about that because he's a team player. But it's just good to see Mitch here because, of course, the Knicks used a second-round pick in him back in, what year was Mitch drafted? Was it 2018? I was going to guess that, but I wanted to be a zag. Yeah, 2018 draft. He was a second-round, 36th pick. A lot of potential. Knicks fans have been waiting for him to have that type of season. It looked like it was going to be this year, but then he had that injury. But he is back, and Mitch off the bench I actually prefer. I'd rather just start Hartenstein because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Knicks record is one of the best in the NBA when Isaiah starts, so glad that they left it, and everyone's just on the same page here. And outside of that, really not much to talk about. There was some garbage minutes by some of our two-way players, and who else? Shake Milton played 10 minutes at 7 points, 3 of 5 shooting, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Milton actually looked good, but again, it's garbage time minutes against the Raptors, so I don't want to take too much from it. But at the same time, I kind of am taking too much from it because of the starting lineup. But yeah, I think Shake was a good pickup just to have some depth at the guard position. He could play the combo. The Knicks are a deep team. And it's going to be interesting how the rotation looks when we're healthy because it's going to be Brunson, Dante, OG Randall, Hartenstein. And then the question is, how much minutes do we get out of Josh Hart? How much minutes do we get out of Deuce McBride and Precious and Bojan and Mitch? There's just not a lot of minutes to come by because Brunson is going to be playing 40 minutes a game in the playoffs, more than that in the playoffs. Actually, really, Dante is, Brunson is, OG Randall. Like, these guys are going to be playing 40 minutes, so you have to think about it for a second. How is that going to be distributed? Because if those guys are playing all those minutes, if Brunson and DiVincenzo are playing 40 minutes, 43, 44 minutes a game, then that doesn't leave any minutes for Deuce unless they put him at the 3, which they could do, and they have been doing that. Technically, McBride is the, I guess you could say DiVincenzo is. I don't know. The Knicks don't even play positions right now. I mean, like, Brunson is not even a point guard. He's more of a combo guard, and then Hartenstein as well. Like, he's a center, but he's way too good of a passer to, you know what I'm saying, if that makes any sense. Just, I don't know how the minutes are going to be distributed, but the fact that Miles McBride might not even be a part of our rotation in the playoffs speaks about how just elite the depth of this team is. But I don't know, man. I don't know what Coach Tibb is thinking. I just really hope McBride is a part of this playoff rotation because I feel like he could be a massive weapon with his ability to knock down the shots and to defend. He's very scrappy. He's got quick feet. Our next game is Friday against the Spurs. Victor Wembanyama did return to the lineup yesterday, so he will be good to go in that. And then it gets tough. Oklahoma City, Miami, Sacramento, Chicago, Milwaukee, Chicago, Boston. I mean, a lot of tough games coming up. That's why it's important for the Knicks to take care of the ones they've got to win. Easily took care of the Nets. Shouldn't say easily. I mean, it came down in the fourth quarter, but easily taking care of the Pistons and the Raptors. And hopefully we can get an easy one against the Spurs. Yeah, that's the video, guys. Thank you for watching to the end. My name is Knicks Daily. Let me know your thoughts on the game down below in the comment section.